So we do the first, okay. So Geshe-la's not coming anyway, right? So people like to see. Okay, so we're going to offer the tea first. And so tea offering prayer is on page 221 of the large text there. Om Ahong, Om Ahong, Om Ahong. Lama Sangye Lama Chöde Shin Lama Gedun Te Kun Ki Je Po Lama Te Lama Nam La Shobhabu. All right. So, welcome to Chenrezig Institute. And today is Losar, Tibetan New Year. And also the start of the celebrations of 15 days of miracles that the Buddha Shakyamuni performed in order to subdue non-believers and also to increase the faith in the minds of the disciples, like this. So also today is a very important day for those people who are associated with centres like Chenrezig Institute, part of the organisation for the foundation of the preservation of the Mahayana tradition, because it also commemorates the time of the passing of Lama Yeshe, who's there on the left side of the red image, Buddha image in the centre there, left side, who passed on 1984, sunrise, 1984. So today is the 45th anniversary of the passing, remembrance of that. And it's customary, and it's been encouraged by Lama Zopa, it's on the right side there, that on this day we recall very much the memory, whatever memory we have if we had connection with Lama Yeshe, and also a time to appreciate the fact that through him, through his inspiration, these very centres, these oases of learning and refuge exist like Chenrezig Institute. And it's also customary, Lama Zopa has encouraged people, those people, the older students who knew Lama Yeshe, not many of us here now. There could have been better if a few more turned up. But anyway, it's customary for them to say something of their, their experience with Lama Yeshe, something in some way that inspired them in a way that would maybe communicate to people something of his unique qualities that enabled him to really communicate the Dharma to a vast number of kind of mental differences, different people with different mental in sort of tendencies and so on, like this. So it may be impertinent of me, but I'll be the first person to say something. Right. So who else is going to say something? Karen? You'll try, okay. Is there anyone else? Okay. So I think for me, anyway, my initial period of time of knowing Lama Yeshe, that early period of time, the first 12 months, I sensed his the quality that he have of being like a protective, nurturing energy like Tara. And it said in the previous life, Lama Yeshe was an abbess in Tibet, head of a nunnery in Tibet, who had made these commitments or vows or prayers in the future be reborn in a situation where they could be able to bring the Dharma to people who did not have knowledge of the Dharma. And so in a sense, Lama Yeshe's manifestation in India, having been tossed out of Tibet, the Chinese coming in, then the conditions were perfectly right in a way for all these erratic people who've been taking too many drugs, I think. Not me so much, but so many others whose minds were open to, spiritual practice like this. And he definitely transcended his own culture. He's Tibetan, okay, but he transcended that and could some naturally communicate to people of any cultural background. I think that's what people would probably say who met him. So anyway, my connection with him early on was that I got intensively involved from 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night doing Kopan course for a month, Kopan retreat for a month, in Vajrasattva retreat, then back to Kopan for a month, and then 6 weeks retreat, very small breaks in between like this. So 6 in the morning till 9 at night, immersion like this. And during that time, of course, Lama Yeshe gave the Vajrasattva initiation for the retreat. Goodness knows, I had no idea what it was about, but I knew it was about purification. So that's about it. And during the time of the initiation, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to do this retreat in this group of people. It's 3 months, 4 sessions a day, 7 days a week. Stuck in there with this group of people. I think I prefer to do it by myself, like this. And then, but then when it came to the initiation's given, and then you got an opportunity to offer the kata, the white scarf. I don't know whether there are any here at the moment. Anyway, to offer this katas. And then like that, and then he very gently put his hands on either side of my face, and he said, in the beginning, when we're very weak, we're not, I'd like to say, very weak. I wasn't very strong. It's good to do retreat. You really need to retreat in a group. Later on, you can do by yourself. And it dissolved resistance completely. I had no choice. And there's no conflict in my mind anymore like that. So that was this caring Tara energy of him. Then later on, when I went to Kopan, and the continuity of after that Vajrasattva, he was teaching in the evening, taught on emptiness. And I think because of the intensity of the practice and the undermining my normal way of seeing things over that period of time, some of the solid views I had of existence started to dissolve a bit. But as that dissolved, also the fear arose. Who am I, right? What am I? And I had this incredible sense of this panic, terror arising. Who am I? I'm going crazy like that. And I'm aware that he's still teaching, but I had an awareness. He changed his teaching and he started to talk about the Dalai Lama and how the Dalai Lama taught on emptiness. But the Dalai Lama was the embodiment of compassion. So only think of the Dalai Lama and it will be okay, like that. And my fear dissolved. And I might be imagining this, but I don't think I was. I think he picked up. And as a holy being with the capacities of someone like him, and, choiceless compassion, then of course he has to reach out like mother to look after us like that. And then also after that, during that time anyway, that course, he was going to give the refuge ceremony for people who had come to the point where they want to become Buddhist. And by this time I was definitely clear. There's no doubt in my mind that in my life now, it's clear that what I want to do and what I should do are corresponding. One of the few times in life it was like that. Anyway, in the lead up to the refuge ceremony, he had a session with us all sitting on the floor of the old, well, shack, you could call it, where they had those courses at Copan. And just to give some sort of feeling of background for people, do you want to take refuge or not? And someone there said that they were Christian. And they asked, is it appropriate for me to take refuge? And he said, can you make a commitment in your heart at least that you won't hurt others throughout the remainder of your life? And the person said, yeah, you could do this. He said, yes, then it's appropriate to do it. Other lamas would be probably a little bit more cautious, but as Yeshe Kadra said, if people know her, one of the early senior nuns to the FPMT and also one of the 4 people who donated the land for this place here, Lama Yeshe, very important thing. He wanted people to make connection with the Dharma. It was so important. Maybe because he knew he wasn't going to be around much longer. So while he could, he wanted people to connect with the Dharma. And so again, I think that caring, nurturing, remarkable energy of Lama Yeshe, because of that we have this center and the other centers. Like that. All right. So that's what I've got to say. So we need a microphone, yeah.
I'm terrified. I've been avoiding this for 45 years or 50 years. 50 years. I've managed not to have to do public talks, but here I am. Surprise.
Well, you're sitting, so it's easier. You don't faint so easily.
Shaking. So, when I first met Lama, I was in Copan in 1974 in March, and at the time I was 19 years old. We found ourselves there just by chance that we were going to do a course of Vipassana down in South India, but we missed it. So we met a friend in one of the chai tents in Kathmandu, and he said, well, you don't need to go there. There's a course going up the hill up in Copan. So I thought, oh, that's okay. So when I found out it was a month, I thought, oh my goodness, I can't do that. No way. Lindsay was determined, he was going. So off we went, and I had absolutely no idea. I wanted to learn to meditate, to help people because I was a nurse, I wanted to be able to help people when they're sick and in pain, and I thought that would really help. So I thought it's worthwhile staying. And the course was very rigorous. It was from early in the morning. The first 2 weeks, we were gradually worn into the routine. We met Lama Zopa, and he would give teachings. And the first part of his teaching was always probably about 20-25 minutes about Shantideva, and it was always so profound. And we had the book of the what's it called, the Enlightened
Wish Fulfilling Golden Sun.
Fulfilling Golden Sun. It has all the Lam Rim meditations in. And then Lama Zopa, he focused for nearly 10 days on the 8 worldly dharmas, which are the things that make us suffer. And I used to look at the next meditation. I was like, oh, please, Lama, can you just go turn the page? those meditations are so much better, you know. So anyway, I was very young and naive. And there were days where I wanted to escape from the hill. I'd even packed my bags a couple of times. Another time, we were in silence in the second 2 weeks. Another time, I sent Lindsay a message saying I wanted to see him. So he sat down next to me and he said, "What's so important that you have to break silence?" And I said, "Well, I need to tell you, I'm going to become a nun." At which he laughed and he just shook his head. He said, "That's the funniest thing I've ever heard," and walked off. I was so hurt. And I thought, well, maybe he's got something right there. I'm not really ready to become a nun. But anyway, that's enough about. In Lama Yeshe, then, you know, we met Lama Yeshe several times during the course, and he would always come in the evenings and be very motherly, as Tony said, after a hard day's meditation and thinking about our shortcomings. Lama would always have that, I used to call it the bedtime story, that just to relax and to enjoy your life and to also make you feel encouraged that you could go on. I remember one time being standing at the front of the Gompa, and Lama Yeshe just came down the steps, and that smile that he had, it was unbelievable. It was like the sun was shining at you. He just had that, as Tony said, he had that total ability to make everybody feel so happy. So when we found out that there was going to be a course here at Chenrezig, well, not at Chenrezig, at Diamond Valley, that Tom and Kathy had organised after many months of work. So we came up to Queensland. We came back to Australia, came to Queensland, and we, you know, did the first course there. We were all camping down in the valley, and Lama was ever present with Lama Zopa as well. And it's another beautiful Lamrim course of a month. After that, I thought, right, this is really what I want to do. So when Chenrezig was going to be formed and we had our first picnic up here, Lindsay and I stayed here for quite a while to help with some of the building. Anyway, I went nursing again. I said to Lindsay, "You stay and you help, but I need to go and work, and I feel my heart is in working as a nurse." So one of the other things I remember that really sticks in my head was we had public examinations. After the third Lamrim course, we had public examinations, and we had to stand in front of Lama. We had the examinations, and again, I was so terrible. When it came to Roger called out my name, I just put my head down and pretended I wasn't there. Anyway, someone nudged me and made me go to the front. I stood next to Lama and I just shook, and I said, "Lama, I'm sorry, but I really don't know anything." And he just looked at me and he said, "Oh, yes, you do." And I just said, "I don't know what to say." And so he just whacked my back and he said, "You tell them, dear, you tell them." So I decided that I'd talk about, you know, people dying when I was nursing. And I talked about how not everybody is terrified when they go to sleep or go and die. That some people are very happy and see beautiful things. Anyway, lots of questions. Thank you to everyone in the audience. They asked questions. So I was able to answer their questions. So anyway, my life's continued. I'm ever so grateful for everything that Lama ever did. And I know that the vision will always live on, but we do need to carry it on. All the new people, just remembering where we all came from, the foundations, and how important it is that we never let go of that. And yeah, we'll keep doing it. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Tony spoke so beautifully about his experiences, and so did Ellie. I actually didn't know that story about your public examination. So I met Lama at Copan too. Like Ellie, I had no intention of going there to study, but somehow it happened. Tom and I had gone there at the invitation of Nick Rebush, who runs the Lama Yeshe Wisdom Archives still. And I had a 1-year-old baby, had no intention of sitting at a monastery for a month, but Tom was really interested. So I set myself up down at Bodhnath Stupa with a lovely old Tibetan nun in a house that the king's guru had lived in, that some of Lama's students had taken over. And then the bank stopped changing Australian money. And this was a long time ago in 1973, and we were travelling with traveller's checks. There were no ATMs and no international drafts. And so suddenly I had no money. In fact, I had enough to buy food for a couple of days for me and the nun and the dog I also had to feed, and nothing else. So I walked up with the baby up to Copan and said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't got any money. And it was as if they knew all the time that I was coming. Somebody said, oh, don't worry, Tom's got a house for you. And I went, really? And they said, oh, yeah, and also Elsa's here, and she's got a baby the same age, and she's already organised a babysitter, so you can use that babysitter. So I was trapped into it, really. It was a setup. The house that Tom had for us was a very primitive little Nepalese house that the animals lived underneath, and we had the room above. They did clear the animals out while they rented it out to us. And living there with a baby was quite difficult, to say the least. She got sick a lot. So although I really did struggle about being in the Gompa from 4:30 in the morning until quite late at night, I didn't have to, because I had a baby. And then I had a baby who was sick. So I didn't have to go to the precepts in the morning because I couldn't take precepts because I had to keep eating because I was feeding my baby. And this was all completely approved and set up for me. And then she started to get sick, and I had been given some money, so I was able to take her to the hospital where they really wanted to keep her because she had gastroenteritis and she was young. And Nepalese babies are not very strong, so they thought, or she could die. But I had either enough money to stay down there or to go back to Copan, and then I'd be finished. So I went back to Copan and I sat in the library that night. The library was a little room, probably about the size of that carpet, waiting for Tom to go back down to our little mud hut. And sitting in the library having a good weep about my situation. And there was a little knock at the door, and Lama came in saying, can I help you, dear? What's the matter? Lama was so good at doing those things. He was there when somebody needed him. Like both of the others have talked about this motherly energy, and really that was for all beings. I mean, I thought he was looking after me personally, but actually I realized that it was for all beings when they were needing it. So he came in and he took Rhiannon, and who was Goody then, and cuddled her and gave me a packet of dry biscuits and said, don't worry, she's going to be fine. Just give her these biscuits. Don't feed her any milk for a day or two and she'll be fine. And she was completely fine, of course. But from then on, he took a lot of interest in Goody when she was a 1-year-old running around the Gompa. And he and Rinpoche loved to watch her playing in the Gompa or playing around the outside. And they became quite close, so that when the Lamas came to the centre here, I mean, Ellie's told the story of them coming here in 1974, and that was a really big deal. And Tom would be able to tell you a lot more about how the centre was chosen and stuff like that, which was all very important. But these are personal things of mine with Lama. So Goody used to go up and have meals with them while we were with Lama, while we were in the Gompa, taking teachings from Rinpoche on the hill realms, and would have great fun. And for years later, in fact, Rinpoche took it over. Lama would tell the story, and then Rinpoche took over the story. And even last time we were in Nepal with Goody, who became Rhiannon, Rinpoche told the story again of how Goody had sat at lunch with Lama saying, Lama, you shouldn't talk with your mouth full, and you shouldn't have your mouth open when you're eating because the food falls out and I can't understand what you're saying. So Lama used to tell this story everywhere because he said this was really wise. This was actually part of the Vinaya, that he shouldn't be doing this. And then Rinpoche took on the story and loved to tell it when Rhiannon was around to embarrass her in front of other people. But actually it showed the really good connection they had. And then when Lama came back as a 2-year-old to Shenrezi Institute, the incarnation of Lama came here in 1987. Lama Yeshe passed away in 1984. Osel Rinpoche came back here in 1987 as a 2-year-old. We were invited up to have dinner with Rinpoche, and Osel hadn't been staying up for meals at night with people because it was, usually got a bit late for him. He was only 2. So he insisted that he would have a sleep that afternoon because he wanted to stay up for dinner. I don't think he knew that it was us coming, but, I guess he did in a way. So he insisted on staying up for dinner, and he sat for the whole meal on Rhiannon's lap. And although he was still eating from his plate because he was under strict instructions, he wasn't allowed to eat from other people's plates because he was a Rinpoche. And at one point during the meal, he turned to Rhiannon and started going blah, 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 with his mouth full, and the food was falling out of his mouth. And we all went, my God, what's he doing? But Rinpoche was sitting opposite, and he said, look what he's doing. That's the story we always tell. And I've got a photograph of it. So that was a really strong connection of Lama had come back to us. And I think many of the old students looked for those recognitions, wanted to say, oh, I know you. But at least he did it to my daughter, who was blown away by it. So a couple of days ago, I put a post up on Facebook, on our Shenrezi's Facebook, of a talk that Lama Zopa Rinpoche gave about Lama Yeshe on one of these anniversaries in 2009. And he talked about how Lama had said to him one time when they were in Delhi that he couldn't give up looking after one sentient being. Lama used to do things like, there are rows of beggars in Delhi. So Lama would stop and talk and make an offering to every single one of them. And sometimes his Western students who were traveling with him would be a little bit impatient, and he'd say, no, I have to look after everyone. So he made this statement to Rinpoche that Rinpoche talks about too. And also Rinpoche talks about how he realized emptiness on the debate field before he left Tibet. So through those stories, and through the amazing stories that Rinpoche told about the power of his meditations, we realized that Lama was a lot more than we saw. The really friendly, loving, kind person who cooked wonderful meals and was really jolly. He was actually a very highly realized practitioner, somebody who had fully realized bodhicitta and emptiness, and was, to me, probably an enlightened being, but I can't say that for sure. But just, we are so fortunate to have met him. We're so fortunate to have met him because this happened because of him. You know, Lama Zopa didn't want to come into the West. He wanted to stay up in Lado and meditate. Lama made him do it in a very forceful way, rather like how he made Ellie give her public examination, which is very telling, seeing Ellie has been working in hospice work ever since and still does. I didn't have to do a public examination. I hid, but Tom did. So I managed to hide. Anyway, I hope people will read more about Lama, will watch the videos of him. He was an astounding being, and so early in the whole Tibetan movement to bring the Dharma to the West, that he becomes very important historically, but for his students, the heart thing is really strong. And one of the old Geshes from Sarah, one of the abbots of Sarah, who has passed away since, once told me that if I could just keep Lama in my heart, that's all I have to do. So I try to do that. Okay.
Hello? Yeah, stop shaking. Yeah, thanks. So like Ellie, I'm not public speaking or just, yeah, it's not my thing. I do get anxious, but I will try to give you something of why I'm here. So like Ellie, I didn't realize you were 19, Ellie, when you met Lama. People say, because I was 17 and that was always seems quite young, but I didn't know you were so young as well. So I was 17 when I arrived here at Chenrezig Institute and met these amazing people, Ellie and Kathy and many other people that were here, YK that Tony spoke about, and a very strong Sangha group of people. And Ella Karen, who is still at Kopan, moved to Kopan and still there. Very strong, supportive environment that I arrived to. And I arrived in April of 79, and there was this whole, everything was heightened sort of experience because Lama Zopa Rinpoche and Lama Yeshe were arriving in September of 79. And so what I knew of Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa Rinpoche was a poster that had, one poster that I actually have got still of just Lama's face and this radiant halo kind of coming off his face, off his head. And then this other poster of both of them together. And I just became part of what was evolving towards this visit in 79. So I got swept up in it. I'd come from Sydney I left Sydney as a 17-year-old because I wasn't feeling, wasn't having a good time. I grew up in a very privileged experience, very privileged place, but I never felt connected. My whole life up until 17, never felt connected to where I was. And you know, my family were very kind and looked after me and everything, but I just never felt connected to where I was, what I was doing up until that point. And I felt like I needed to be somewhere that was right for me. As soon as I arrived here, this was, cliche as it was, this was home. As soon as I arrived, and everyone felt like it was my family, just instant. Little did I know that as soon as, I remember Ellie saying, do you remember that you said to me, you said, all I could see of you was as Lama Zopa Rinpoche and Lama Yeshe arrived, they walked from down the bottom up to the cafe was me just like, just so like, just meeting for, I just felt so like this was, I was meeting people that were so just in my heart already and so connected to, and I was hooked right from the very time of meeting Lama Yeshe, Lama Zopa, still not knowing this, that what was going to happen. But as soon as I sat in front of Lama Yeshe, Lama Zopa Rinpoche as well, just I was home, but I also just in my heart, this just felt so like this was what I needed. I felt Lama always, every time we were in the presence of Lama, he just knew what was going on for me, but for all of us. And just incredible kindness, just constantly kind, just so embracing us all, but also encouraging and motivating us to be our best and to be strong and to be self-reliant, and just incorporate, just never, nothing was ever, everything was possible. Nothing was ever a concern. Like we would be worrying about things that were happening, and Lama would just really reassure us that everything was okay, that we were worrying about things that didn't need to be worried about, and and what did Lama say when we had this Sufi dancing? Do you remember the Sufi dancing here? And there was all these amazing people came up and did this Sufi dance. So this Gompa had circles within circles within circles of Sufi dancing, and there was a lot of people were freaking out because this was not right to have Sufi dancing in the Gompa. Like, why would we be doing this? This is kind of, and I remember Lama saying, it's okay. It's like our hearts can incorporate everything. And he said, and Lama said, it's enjoy what you're doing enjoy it for what it is, as it's happening. It will stop, and you just keep doing what, don't let this be a problem. Don't let things become a problem. And so I took refuge with Lama, I think in 79, maybe 81. I can't remember that exactly. And just more and more was able to, because of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, was able to be present, to take teachings, to get a little more and more insight into the wisdom of Buddha's teachings because of Lama Yeshe, because of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And had that not been the case, I can't imagine what my life would have been, how things would have gone, what would have happened. But I'm so grateful that I was able to know that was right for me, and to be here and to still be here, and to know that this place, Chandrisic Institute, is part of many centres that became important for the world, that because of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, because of Lama Yeshe, the FPMT, all these centres around the world, to be benefit as many beings as possible at all times, for now and as for all time, that beings need to be benefited. Speaking of beings. So just the enormity of what Lama Zopa Rinpoche, the ability to know, like Kathy was saying, just in infinite wisdom, infinite insight, and I feel very fortunate to know that that's what I am part of. Okay, thank you. Sorry if I'm not being very clear.
There's something I just forgot to say. Some of you will have noticed that I went up and took a statue off the altar before, and it's sitting down here. About 15 years ago, we're not very good about dates around here, a group of the elders of Shenrezi, the people who did know Lama, got together as a group. Actually, our director asked us to get together as a group and advise the centre. This didn't last very long, but we did our first project was to sponsor a statue of Lama to go in the Gompa. And that was brought up here in either 2010 or 2011 in a lovely procession with umbrellas and things, and put on the altar, and has been there ever since. So because Rinpoche recommended that a really good thing to do on Losar and Lama's anniversary was to offer gold to any statue of Lama, I've talked with a few of the people in that group, and we've decided to gold leaf this statue, which is over here. And during the Days of Miracles, that'll be done, and then it will be brought up and put back into the Gompa. So I just don't want you to think I'm pinching a statue from the altar and taking it away, but I am taking it away just for that work to be done. So thank you very much.
Okay, so we can go to the text now to start the puja, and that's to page 75. Guru, think of me, Guru, think of me, Guru, think of me. Magnificently glorious Guru, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Magnificently glorious Guru, revealing the path of liberation. Magnificently glorious Guru, liberating from the waters of samsara. Magnificently glorious Guru, eliminating disease of the 5 poisons. Magnificently glorious Guru, the wish-granting jewel, I beseech you, please bless me. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to remember impermanence and death from my heart. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to generate the thought of no need in my mind. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to abide one-pointedly in practice in isolated places. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to not have any hindrances to my practice. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to realize without error the view of the fundamental nature of reality. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to say that all bad conditions appear as a support. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to accomplish effortlessly the 2 works of self and others. Please bless me now quickly. Please bless me quickly, very quickly. Please bless me on this very cushion. Please bless me in this very session. May I not give rise to heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I receive the Guru's blessings in my heart. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide in lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. So then we go to the bottom of page 82. From beginning this time until now, I and all other sentient beings have been experiencing the various general sufferings of samsara numberless times, especially the suffering of the evil-gone realms. Still, it is difficult to see the end of samsara, to see the depths of suffering. At this time, I've received a perfect human rebirth, qualified by the 8 freedoms and 10 richnesses, which is difficult to find, but once found is highly meaningful and can be used to attain a good future rebirth, liberation, and even enlightenment. Now, after having met the precious teaching of the Buddha, which is so difficult to meet, and the holy virtuous friend who reveals the complete unmistaken path, if I do not try to attain the most sublime state of full enlightenment, which is beyond the state of peace and all samsaric sufferings, I'll have to experience the general sufferings of samsara and the particular suffering of the 3 lower realms over and over again. Who has the power to protect me from these sufferings? Only the Guru and the 3 rare survived ones abiding in front of me. I must achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all my other sentient beings. Therefore, I'm going to take refuge in my Guru and the 3 rare sublime ones. Rabkar Gisen Champo Nanine Dan Kanya Margen San Shanam Dene Chisi Jan Chu Nim Hoba Lama Concho Sum La Kya Sudo Namo Guru Namo Namo Sangaya. Namo Guruvye. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dhammaya. Namo Sangaya. Namo Guruvye. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dhammaya. Namo Sangaya. So to page 87, verse 4. Ma sen chan kun gi don gi chi. Dag ni lama la yu ne. Sem chan tam che lama la ye. Go pan cho la go pa ja. Ma sem chan kun gi don gi chi. Dag ni lama lar ne. Sem chan tam che lama la ye. Go pan cho la go pa ja. Ma sem chan kun gi don gi chi. Dag ni lama lar ne. Sem chan tam che lama la ye. Go pan cho la go pa cha. Mar sem chan tam che ki don du. Da gi se di ni la. Nyo wa do me sang ge lama la ye. Go pa nu du je. Mar sem chan tam che dog na le dal de chen sang ge ki sa la go pa ja. De chi du lam za mo la ma la ye. Nel jo nyan su la war gi yo. So now to pause briefly. And if you haven't taken highest yoga tantra initiation before, then just cultivate the mind of compassion directed towards all beings. If you've taken the highest yoga tantra initiation, then can do the absorptions, relevant absorptions, and then arise into the form of your meditational deity. Dice nale rani lama la kande salve kole oze sok cho cho to pe no cho jin la pe da pa ra jamba jin yon ten yi ko pe ke pa bun zun zo pa yu. Ah Hung, Ah Hung. Pure cloud of outer and secret of and subject as vague reaches space, earth and sky, spreading out inconceivably in nature there, transcendental wisdom and aspect inner offerings and individual offering substances. As enjoyments of sixth sense, their factor generate special transcendental wisdom of bliss and emptiness. Nitonye me la yamba kun san chu ti pe yo lo me to de bu yon se du gu pa san jo pe ze lo na ba wei rin chen ti ten chu ki ni da ge pe ten Ka tin zon dan za wei lama sang ge kun gi no wo ni nam pa nyo me se pe ge long sao chi cha ni zon ka to cha ye chu che yon pa nyan za du si gang wei lon se nam Go gon dan dan chu gu son so se do pan ze yo la ze to ka da do chi chang wa sao chi cha ni ko do no do diu zon ne yin chu ma gyu lan ke de to ro pe ge Nama rin chen gen gi te shin la se da gi na se lo zen pe gen den o so tom ba cha zo na ne ko we yo do chi kyu to so gi sho pe pom po nan da de she nam Kanzi yon si ke che sa gyu sig nan chan chu sem pa no pa bo da chon di ti chi ton den na to wo wan po ni o se cho kyo no chin zang wa chi ten pa na sha ki den Ta korin zinu gu lama idam kyo ko la so dang sange chan sem pa wo ka do dan zo ga so ko ne jo de da go son do je son zan ho yi go se cha ku yi Ranzi ne yeshe pana chandanya metam parjo Chonam ranzin no one kondayang na sog doi je samba chi sindu chi ang cha wei ken se tin le chen kai gon nam par ko che che su so pon zo de le jo ne do son ki sa yo la ma yidam kon cho som pa wo je wang gi de she tam pa shu om gura bodhi bodhisattva dhamma pala sapari wala e ha hui za hom bam ho janchen padane she she pa jo. So now to page 103. Gangi to che te wa che po yi ko song gong pan cho kan ke che la so se la ma rin chen da bu ko do ji chen cha pe mo chak se lo Rajan Galwa Kun Gi Yeshe Ni Gandu Chi Yan Cha We Ta Ke Chok No Mi Sin Pe Ga Gi Nam Ro Wa Kap Kun Dam Pe Sha Bla Chak Sa Lo Ne Kon Ba Cha Che Pa Du Cho Shik Pa Me Yon Ten Rin Chen So Ki Te Pende ma lu jo wei go chi po je so la me sha bla chak se lo la che tom pa san ge kun gi nu ge che te ton dan cho jo wei na pa son kun gi yo na la ne wa di chen la ma nam la chak se lo Du son cho sho pe la ma dang rin chen cho son cha go tam she la pe che mo pe to yang ga so che xin jo nyam pe lu tu chak se lo. May divine and human offerings, both actually arranged, mentally emanating, become clouds of finer smarta Vajra offerings for the entire realm of space. Om Nama Bhagavate Vajra Sava Pramadana Tata Gataya Ate Samya Sam Buddhaya Taya Ta Om Vajra Vajra Maha Vajra Maha Teja Vajra Maha Vida Vajra Bodhi Chita Vajra Maha Bodhi Manda Pasa Kramana Vajra Sawa Kama Avarana Vishadana Vajra Soa Om Lama Bhagavate Vajra Sawa Pramadana Tata Gataya Ate Samya Sam Buddhaya Taya Ta Om Vajra Vajra Maha Vajra Maha Teja Vajra Maha Vida Vajra Bodhi Chita Vajra Maha Bodhi Manda Pasa Kramana Vajra Sawa Kama Avarana Vishadana Vajra Soa Om Nama Bhagavate Vajra Sawa Pramadana Tata Gataya Ate Samyat Sam Buddhaya Taya Ta Om Vajra Vajra Maha Vajra Maha Teja Vajra Maha Vida Vajra Bodhi Chita Vajra Maha Bodhi Manda Pasa Kramana Vajra Sawa Kama Avarana Vishadana Vajra Soha. By the power of the truth, the three rare sublime ones, the essence of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the great wealth, the complete two types of merits, and the pure and inconceivable sphere of phenomena. May these powers of clouds of offerings arising through the transformation by the Bodhisattvas, Arya, Samantabhadra, Manjushya, and so forth, unimaginable, inexhaustibly equaling the sky, arise in the presence of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the 10 directions be received. Kabkunche son lama koche la na so chutinga so bovani kole rinche no ba no yale da je du si chu si dao ki ba tom po zil ma tel wa pe le pa se pe me ton sa dam ba nang gang di shin po ki do ba be du ye ya ke no po ting ki la lan tin ni da no bu ra ba do me so ton so mon zel se se ga go Ga bu zhen den ko kun di go pe po cho so chen ko yon ko ne kil ro ge chu den sa cha tu wa dang la da mi si sao ze long pon pon na so ro mo che da ta ye le zhuo wei dan yan gyu wei sa song geng so da di ro re che pao zin pe qi nan don yu la mo chun chun chang. Bottom of page 108. Jewa tai ge lin si lon boi che rin chen don da ne wei rin chen so kun gai ke pe nu cho pon son sok la mi lon shu du gyo te chen po na wei sem ki po jon chi ki chok ka gon toi je te la o wa ki. By the merits of having offered this mandala to the merit field, may I, my family members, and all sending beings, able to meet, practice, and actually teach the victorious one Losar Drapa, who live an imminent life endowed with pure morality, a brave heart, and doing the Bodhisattva's extensive deeds, and the yoga of the two stages, the essence of which is the transcendental wisdom of non-dual bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamiya Tayami. On page 110. In English, to please you, perfect pure Guru, I offer a delightful garden, enchanting everyone with 1,000-petal lotuses growing on the shore of a wish-granting ocean, offerings actually arranged and mentally emanated, arising from the white actions of existence and peace, beautified with all kinds of flowers, the worldly and transcendent virtues, the three doors for myself and others, emitting Samantabhadra offerings, 100,000 fragrances, laden with the fruits of the three chainings, two stages, the 5 paths. Over a drink of Chinese tea, saffron bright, imbued with delicious scents and rich with 100 flavors, the 5 hooks, 5 lamps, and so forth, a purified, transformed, and increased in an ocean of nectar. I offer illusion-like wisdom others of youthful splendor, slender and skilled in the 64 arts of love, a host of beautiful messenger kinis, stillborn, mantra-born, and simultaneously born. Unobstructed great transcendental wisdom, simultaneous with bliss, the sphere free from elaboration, the nature of all phenomena, spontaneous and indivisible beyond thought and expression, supreme ultimate bodhicitta of you. To cure the 404 diseases caused by delusions, I offer all kinds of wholesome medicine, and offer myself and servant to please you. Please keep me on service as long as space endures. So then we have Bodhisattva vows on page 112 and Tantric vows on page 114. If you haven't taken these vows before, just cultivate mind of correct compassion directed towards all beings. I take refuge in the 3 rare sublime ones. I confess all my negative actions individually. I rejoice in the virtues of transmigratory beings. I keep in mind the Buddha's enlightenment. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. In order to fulfill the aims of myself and others, I'll generate bodhicitta. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I'll invite all sentient beings to be my guests, undertaking the pleasing supreme conduct of enlightenment, may become Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the 3 rare sublime ones. I confess all my negative actions individually. I rejoice in the virtues of transmigratory beings. I keep in mind the Buddha's enlightenment. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. In order to fulfill the aims of myself and others, I'll generate bodhicitta. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings, see my guests, undertake the pleasing and supreme conduct of enlightenment, may I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. I confess all my negative actions individually. I rejoice in the virtues of transmigratory beings. I keep in mind the Buddha's enlightenment. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. In order to fulfill the aims of myself and others, I'll generate bodhicitta. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I'll abide to all sentient beings, be my guest. Undertake the pleasing supreme conduct of enlightenment, may become a Buddha to benefit all transmigratory beings. So then, Tantric Vows on page 114. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please listen to me. From now until I reach the essence of enlightenment, will generate the holy, peerless bodhicitta. Just all Buddhas are 3 times to ensure themselves of enlightenment by generating it. I'll uphold the vows arising from the yogas of the Buddha type. I'll individually and firmly observe the 3 moralities, the training morality, gathering virtuous qualities, and acting the purpose of sentient beings. Our peerless 3 rare sublime ones, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I'll correctly uphold the Vajra bell and Buddha, the great supreme Vajra type, as well as honor my teachers. For the life of commits the great supreme Ratma type, I'll practice of all types of generosity every day the 6 times. For the pure great Padma type, which arose from great enlightenment, I'll uphold the holy Dharma, the outer secret of 3 vehicles. For the great supreme Karma type, I'll correctly and individually uphold all these vows and make as many offerings as possible. I'll generate the holy peerless bodhicitta. I'll hold my vows without exception for the welfare of all sentient beings. I'll deliver those not to liberate those not liberated, give breath those not breathe, and place all beings in a state beyond sorrow. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please listen to me. From now until I reach the essence of enlightenment, will generate the holy peerless bodhicitta. Just all Buddhas are 3 times enjoy themselves of enlightenment by generating it. I'll uphold all the general and specific vows and commitments to 5 types of Buddhas without exception. I'll deliver those not delivered, liberate those not liberated, give breath those not breathe, and place all beings in a state beyond sorrow. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please listen to me. From now until I reach the essence of enlightenment, will generate the holy peerless bodhicitta. Just all Buddhas are 3 times ensure themselves of enlightenment by generating it. I'll uphold all the general and specific vows and commits to 5 types of Buddhas without exception. I'll deliver those not to live, liberate those not liberated, give breath those not breathe, and place all beings in a state beyond sorrow. And then we go across now to page 121. Ome dune mi gidip le gidang gisel iran chi chi pa to che che dan chanai gosem Ki sha xin lan she mi ki dom pa no shun nam ran sin sa ma dan dal ya mi lan chi sin ke pa tam che ki Dega chiang cha we nang ka la da cha sam pa ta pe yi rano. So we just pause briefly here to cultivate mind of rejoicing and then to rejoice in past, present, future merits of yourself, other sentient beings, including bodhisattvas and the Buddhas. How wonderful is that? Puja kense chujin bonti te ta ye doi di Pende Kundizal Kedan Yondu Nedan Pelwe Chishake Chorki Chapava Sol Doji Kola Kechimina Yang shu chu wan gi jiao po za ma to da cha mo pa ji xin si te ba nya nya mi da ta pa shu su so de ta tom pe Nam kai ge wei so ka tin zon dan je son la ma yi se ra kon tu dao mei je sin qin shu zhuo duo ji 常万头起。Zingambo Asho Gon Vajra Bomiya Hon Wanchen Shi Sa Shi Hon Vajra Reki Ya Hon Shi Shari Ko Yuki Ko Wei Yusun Lira Bori Rab Sha Dupa Polo Sambuli No Balancho Tran Traminen Luda Dupa Naya Dan Naya Chan Yoda Nana Jodo Dramin Ge Dramin Gida Rinpoche Ri Wo Pak Sangi Shin Dojo Yapa Mamo Pai Loto Kolo Rinpoche Nobo Rinpoche Zomo Rinpoche Lompo Rinpoche Lampo Rinpoche Tazo Rinpoche Mapo Rinpoche Tushin Boyi Bompa Ge Ma Chengwa Ma Du Ma Karama Meto Ma Dupo Ma Nelso Ma Jisho Ma Ni Ma Da Wa Rinpoche Du Shona Nampa Gawa Gasen Usula Dami Peljo Ponso Sopa Ma Sangwa Me Pa Sa Xing Yi Du Wa Wa Di Da Genshin Sawa Dang Ye Pa She Pe Pao Dan Lama Dam Ban Nam Da Ke Pa Du Yan Lama Lo San Tu Wan Do Je Cha Chen Po La So Koran She Pe Nam Lang Ching Gambu Wa Yu Tu Se Du We Den Du Se Su So Se Ne Dak So Do Wa Ma Ke Nam Ke Ta Dan Yen Pe Sem Chen Tam Che La Tu Se Wa Chen Po Go Ni Jing Ge La Tu So I prostrate and go forever to the Guru and the three rare sublime ones. Please bless my mind. Please bless me and all other sentient beings who immediately cease all wrong concepts from disrespect to the virtuous friend of the subtle dual appearance of the white appearance, red increase, and dark near attainment. Please bless us to immediately generate all the right realizations from respect to the virtuous friend, the unification of normal learning. Please bless us to immediately pass by all out Indian obstacles. I prostrate and go forever to the Guru and the three rare sublime ones. Please bless my mind. Please bless me and all other sentient beings who immediately cease all wrong concepts from disrespect to the virtuous friend of the subtle dual appearance, the white appearance. Please bless me to realizations from respect to the virtuous friend of the unification of noble learning. Please bless us to immediately pacify all out and inner obstacles. I prostrate and go forever to the Guru and the three rare sublime ones. Please bless my mind. Please bless me and all other sentient beings immediately cease all wrong concepts from disrespect to the virtuous friend of the subtle dual appearance, the white appearance, red increase, and dark near attainment. Please bless us to immediately generate all the right realizations from respect to the virtuous friend of the unification of no more learning. Please bless us to immediately pacify all outer and inner obstacles. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamiya Tayami. Okay, so we can bless the chai, that chai that wasn't blessed last time, and some people might not have blessed that before. We do it doubly over. Do it twice, okay? Okay, so it's on page 221. Oma Hong, Oma Hong, Oma Hong. Lama Sangye Lama Chu De Jin Lama Ge Dun Te Kun Gi Je Po Lama Te Lama Nam La Chu Pa Vu.
I have a couple of special donations. Firstly, for Holly Patterson, wants to dedicate for Lynn Price, who has cancer and is declining. Also, Karen Ellis, dedicates to the Losar Puja, wishing Chamanzi Institute to always be harmonious and a place of all sentient beings, to gain realizations on the path to enlightenment and fulfill Lama Yeshe and Kabje Lama Rinpoche's wishes. Also, special dedications for Chamanzi Institute's new Gompa Center Development Project to come to fruition in accordance with Geshe Pulsar Tsultrim's vast vision, and that it may benefit endless sentient beings. Also, harmony and prosperity for CI and CNC. Successful all grant applications made by CI. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche's vision for Chamanzi Institute to prosper, and welcome many volunteers to make his vision successful. May His Holiness the Dalai Lama have a long and healthy life. May all his work for the Tibetan people and peace throughout the world have great success. May all his students and followers be harmonious and gain great realizations. And may all his holy wishes be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. Please pray and dedicate for Lama Zopa Rinpoche to be reborn as quickly as possible in a place where he can easily be recognized and be of most benefit to all sentient beings. May Tenzin Osel Hida have a long and stable life. May all his wishes be fulfilled and may all his projects be successful. May Khensa Rinpoche, Geshe Tashi Sarin, Geshe Losam Jangyang, Geshe Pulsar Tsultrim, and all our precious teachers have good health, success, and long life. May we always meet with such infinitely kind teachers who inspire us to enter the Mahayana path and teach us the methods to attain enlightenment. May all obstacles to the building of the Maitreya statue be instantly removed. May this great statue be accomplished quickly according to the holy wishes of Lama Yeshe and Kabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May all those who rely upon and have made specific requests to Kabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche be free of obstacles to having a long and healthy life. May they be able to achieve all the realizations of the path in this lifetime, and may all their activities please the Guru. In all their lives, may they be guided by qualified Mahayana virtuous friends, and may all their Dharma wishes succeed immediately. May all the students and friends who work so hard for the FPMT in service of the Dharma, who sacrifice their lives for Buddha's teachings and relieve the suffering of sentient beings, have long and healthy lives. May they realize the path to enlightenment as quickly as possible. May all the sponsors and benefactors of Chamanzi Institute, especially the 1,000 Arma Chamanzi members and their families, have long and healthy lives and realize all their Dharma wishes quickly. May the Gubbi Gubbi people on whose country Chamanzi Institute sits have long and healthy lives. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Please pray that the following people are reborn in a pure land or take a perfect human rebirth, meet with perfectly qualified Mahayana gurus and Mahayana teachings, and quickly become enlightened. All those killed due to war, terrorism, or natural disaster, and all who met an untimely death. Venerable Tencho, Bhikshuni Ingrid Tubden Norzin, Bibi Rossi, Glennis Hargreaves, Doug Norman, Wendy Clancy, Christopher McFadden, Lucy DeBurr, Aaron Olivia Gill, Sim Tang U, Sarah Abelino, Gillian Wild, Tom Pink, Gisela Tamasi, Ho Lee Tang, Chris Murphy, Zhang Zi Kakula, Mr. Mashbat Tavish, Peter Kallinkos, Cecile Richards, Betty Bird, Nugent Van Tien, Gotts Gersensberger, Harold Katz, Lisa M. Perricone, David Thompson, Margaret Mills, Philip Walsh, Kitten Allenby Garena, Nicole Zimmerman, Fergus Leach, John Mark Vinol, Michael Calavero, Adrian Atkinson, Robin Faye Kirby, Laura C. Carlin, Thomas Howard Newbury, Mr. B. Batbold, Simone DeLaura, Nick Curran, Carol Shreve, Nugent Van Knopp, Tina Hewison, Maurizio Gargiola, Leonard Gay Bronson, Ugay, Olivia Ancelet, Diane Gramling, John Hilton, Sarah Ritter, Fabian LeContre, John Hobson, Julian Lambrick, Renee Van Nott, Maria Teresa Astingara, Mr. S. Turmubata, Maurice Nugent Van Samuel Seldil, Tae Kiang, Anne-Marie Maurice Joanna Tamashila, Emily Finberg, Stuart Wedlake, Ting Martin, Mary Soleil Wee, Kitty Joanna Tatharina Legends, Tanya, Jose Munsik Tenta, Ari Avenda, Massimo Gianotti, John Jones, Robert Prasad, Yeo A. No, Kim Lee Bowie, Vernon Schurer, William Jose, Ferentum de Casso, Emma Lambert DuPont, Tara Toll, Sandy Hampton, Oh Chun Hing, Mr. Ko Yong Ching, Carla Villanova. We also make prayers for following animals are born in a perfect human rebirth and meet with qualified perfect Mayana teachers and teachings. All sentient beings killed during activities at the centre. Lockie Sanders the cat, Cooper the dog, male wallaby, all sentient beings killed in the Tasmanian forest fire, Jake the sea turtle and Truck the turtle. We make prayers to the deities of the elements for the following people with health or life obstacles. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Khensa Rinpoche, Geshe Tashi Tsering, Geshe Sultram, Geshe Doga, Geshe Wangchung, Venerable Kane Minor, Venerable Gompo, Venerable Losang Gume, Annie Fran, Venerable Tupten, Venerable Yapel, Venerable Larson, Venerable Trinlay. All asylum seekers in detention, all those being cared for by Karina and Chidamani hospices. John McRae, Renate Ogilvie, Dawn Carlisle, Terry Otley, Paul Coughlin, Judith Strawn, Pay Teresa Reid, Terry Ryan, Kathleen Anna Twins, Christine Malloy and family, Nadine Smith, Clarice Lockett, Claire and Megan Phillips, Steve, Stephanie Ackers, Bridget Ryan and family, Leanne and loved ones, Sonia Swallowcombe, Doris Bales Major, Rob Adams, Jasmine Lynn Rose, Owen Hopkins, Olivia Ansat's family, Adrias, Audra, Sergi and Precho Lavarici, Inga Rusame, Renate James, Saru Lama, Claire Phillips, Nanesh Dengol, Alicia Gahankari, Maisie Jane, Candy and her family, Rain House, Andrea Dosso, Jill, Karen, Lindsay Rolt and family, Tom Swider, Belinda and her mum, partner and family, McDougall family, Downing family, Duff family, all equity work clients, workers, clients and families, Shibi, Joy and family, Maria, David, Jeff, Laura and their families. Also make prayers for the following animals who are unwell. All animals in Australia Zoo Wildlife Hospital, all animals facing slaughter, exploitation and exploitation, all sentient beings injured in the Tasmanian Takayana forest fire. May the hearts of people throughout the world be filled with tolerance, understanding and compassion for each other. May the leaders of nations recall their responsibility for the well-being of their citizens, ensuring that their actions are guided by wisdom, courage and compassion. May all those who are experiencing pain, fear and devastation as a result of war, terrorism or natural disasters be instantly relieved of their sufferings. And we pray that peace, happiness and harmony prevail throughout the 10 directions where all sentient beings dwell.
So they're returning to the text on the bottom of page 139 in English. Source of qualities, great ocean of moral discipline, treasury brimming with jewels of much hearing, master second Buddha clad in saffron. Elder Vinaya holder, I make request to you. You have 10 qualities suitable for one to teach the path of those gone to bliss. Lord of Dharma, representative of all conquerors, my virtuous friend, I make request to you. You are wise, patient, honest, without pretense or guile, your 3 doors well subdued. You have both sets of 10 qualities, no mantra and tantra, skilled in drawing and explaining. Foremost Vajra holder, I make request to you. To those untamed by countless paths Buddhas, the unruly transmigrating beings in this degenerate age, who are difficult to subdue, you accurately show the good way of those gone to bliss. Compassionate refuge saver, I make request to you. When the sun of the moon sets because of the times, you enact the deeds of a conqueror. For the many transmigrating beings lack a refuge saver. Compassionate refuge saver, I make request to you. Even one of your paws is for us a field of merit, my highly praised, and all the conquerors of 3 times in 10 directions. Compassionate refuge saver, I make request to you. Adorned with the cicada's 3 bodies and ornamental wheels, you manifest from alluring that of skillful means in an ordinary form to lead all beings. Compassionate refuge saver, I make request to you. Your aggregates, elements, sources, and limbs are in nature wisdom, fathers, mothers, the 5 types of cicadas, bodhisattvas, and wrathful protectors. Supreme Guru, nurturing 3 rare sublime ones, I make request to you. Arising from the play of omniscient transcendental wisdom, you are the essence of 10 million mandala cycles, pervading Lord of 100 types of Buddhas, foremost Vajra holder, Unified primordial Savior, I make request to you, unobscured, inseparable from the play of simultaneous joy, pervading everything in motion at rest, the nature of all things, free from beginning or end, all good, actual, ultimate bodhicitta, I make request to you. Kuni Lama, Kuni Yedam, Kuni Kado, Chokonte, Dene Zote, Chancho Badu, Kome Kazan Mizoe Didambado Chimetayang Toje Chako Sonzola Si shi ji do no do konzo ten gi do zo pa cho sum Kuni Lama, Kuni Yidam, Kuni Kado Chokonte. Dene zote jancho badu, komi kazen mizo we. Didam badu chimetayam, toche chakuzonzola. Si ji chidu no do konzo, tam kido zo bachuzon. Kuni Lama, Kuni Yedam, Kuni Kado Chokonte, Dene Zote Jancho Badu, Kyomi Kazen Mizo We, Didam Badu Chimetayang, Toje Chaku Zonzola, Si Ji Jidu No Do Konzo, Tenki so do ba chu zong. Te ta lam zong. So wa ta pe tu. La me ku zong. Do ki ne nam le. Du si o ze. Kama tinga som. Rindan chicha jone dakniki ne zo rindan chicha timbale tisindashi nanda vanzito kuzito shi lama nimpajin Keshin Simpe Jingi La Payu. Om Guru Vajradara Bhattarak Majashia Bhattita Sumati Jana Sanadara Dara Sumata Shriya Vajrasava Siddhi Om 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 Guru Vajradara Bhattarak Majashia Bhattita Sumati Jana Sanadara Dara Sumata Shriya Vajrasava Siddhi Om Om Guru Vajradara Bhattarak Majashia Bhattita Sumati Jana Sanadara Dara Sumata Shriya Vajrasava Siddhi Om 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 Guru Vajradara. Om Guru Vajra Muni Shanti Shanti Sawa City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra Muni Shanti Shanti Sawa City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra Muni Shanti Sawa City Home. Om Guru Vajra. Om Guru Vajra Samadhi Vedidara City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra Samadhi Vedidara City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra Samadhi City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra. Om Guru Vajra Samadhi City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra Samadhi City Home Home. Om Guru Vajra Samadhi City Home Home. Tayata Om Muni Muni Ma Muni So Tayata Om Muni Muni Ma Muni So Tayata Om Muni Muni Ma Muni So Om Vajra Home Home. Om Vajra Home Home. Om Vajra Home Home. Om Home Om. Kewati nuda da lama sange dukune towa shiko malupa de yesala go pasho. So now to page 201. Om Hong, Om Hong, Om Hong. Pure cloud of ash and secret of his subject is paid, reaches space, earth, and sky, spreading out inconceivably. In nature, they have transcendental wisdom and aspect, the inner offerings, the individual offering substances. With enjoyment of sixth sense, they function and generate special transcendental wisdom of bliss and emptiness. Yamaho Yeshe Xin kam tam che do chi sin, ne nam do che po dan che, ku san chu ting ga so ba, lo chu du gu pao dan den, chu ne pa wo pa mo nu, ma dan du me ya me, ta pa ra jam ba xin go. Hon tu ko ni xin chu ko nya lo me yo se ba wei ten ni go ge po son ki ka a sen den to pa ka pa la on se nan so so ba wa kyo te da te ne om a hong Kado si che so so ba lo yo me ba se nan so ko we lam pa che ye ma yi ge so le o se so chu ko do pe do che so tu si che nan chen dan ne so so yi ge so tin pe tu si su ne chu dan de chan to ba we e ma ho du gu pel ba ga so chu wo che da ni sa gyu la ma Da yi da la so ka ne kon cho som pa wo ka do joy con so me so chan dan shu pe ne di she su so shi nan sang wei chu ting ga so orin chen le do se pe dan ti la za zen o chak tam pa shu ne kan du cho da la do go no do song Hoi Tian Xin Na Dang Chai Ge Jin La Pe Sak Me Du Si So Chu Ga So Di Zai Gyu La Me so na ni chi bo om a hong du gu pa la ro pe sim ze ne e ma ho Jin la cha chen up to so hoi tin zin na dang cha ge jin la pe sak me du si so chu ka so di now jo wa mo la so ni chi ho om a hong du gu pa la ro pe sim se ne e ma ho ka chun yo chu sao du so ho tien zin na dang cha ge jin la pe sak me du si so chu ga so di yi dam la so ko che ni chi bo om a hong du gu pa la ro pe sim se ne e ma ho no do cha chen up to so ho tien zin na dang chai ge jin la pe sak me du si so chu ga so di kon chorin chen so na ni chebo om a hong du gu pa la ro pe sim ze ne e ma ho dan sho chapten up to so ho tien zin na dang cha ge jin la pe sak me du si so chu ga so di ka do chon chon so na ni che bo om a hong du gu pa la ro pe sim se ne e ma ho tin le chap ten up to so ho tin zin na dang cha ge jin la pe sak me du si so chu ga so di ma gyu sen chen so na ni chi bo om a hong du gu pa la ro pe sim se ne e ma ho to nan dunya se se jo. So returning now to page 204, and we recite those verses 2 more times at faster. Ho tin zin a la chan nin jin la pe sa me du su sa cho ga tso di sa gyo lama so nin nin chi bo om a hon du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho chen chan up turn up to so ho tin zin a la chan nin jin la pe sa me du su sa cho ga tso di Mel cho won ma la so nin chi bo om a hon du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho ka turn up to so ho tin zin a da chang de jin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di yi lam la so kon chen nin che bo om a hon du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho nu turn up to so ho tin zin a da chang de jin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di contra rin chen so nin nin che bo om a hon du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho dam turn up to so ho tin zin a da chang de jin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di ka jo to na nin jin jin che bo om a hong du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho chen chen up to so ho tin zin a da chan ne jin la pe sa me de se sa cho ga so di ma gyo sen chen song chen jin che bo om a hong du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho chen chen up to che ho tin zin a da chan ne jin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di sa gyo lama so nin nin che bo om a hong du ge pa la ro pe sin se ne e ma ho chin chen up to so ho tin zin a da chan de sin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di Niao cho wo ma la sen jin che bo om a hong du ge pa la ro pe sin se ne e ma ho ka chen up to so ho tin zin a da chan de sin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di yi dam la so kon chen nin che bo om a hong du ge pa la ro pe sin zin ne e ma ho nu chen up to so ho tin zin a da chan de sin la pe sa me du se sa cho ga so di control rin chen tong nin nin che bo Om ahon duga pala robizin zene. Emaho damchan up to so. Ho tinzin nada jalejin la pe zamedu se sacho gatsudi. Kacho zona ninjin jin jebo. Om ahon duga pala robizin zene. Emaho chinchan up to so. Ho tinze nada tradition la pe sa me du si sa cho gatsoti ma gyo sen chen son janin chibo om a hon duga pala ro pe sin zene em a ho chujan up to chi. And then now we go to page 209. Emaho soki koloche tu sonde she sote no do malu joe ne de ta she ne pa wo she nam pa to pe sem bo ne so ki ko lo gonduro a la la ho om dorji so ye me pe dak Rani Lama La Sani Azame Yeshe Dosi Onjan Shosem le yo me pa lo ne la nan zin chi ro aha maha sukha. Now on page 210. Om Deshin Shepatam Jedam Hawadani Naljoma Kadro Dani Kadroma Kunla Dani Solwadet Dewe Chule Kepe Ruka Dewe Rana Najan Jenteni Chuki Zindu Luncho Pemini Lenke Dewe Jowa Lao Zuzol A la 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 ho Haya arali ho trime kadro som nam ki se wes in la land kun som hom de shin che patam che dong la wo dag ni nel joma kadro dag ni kadro ma kun la dag ni sol wa de we che po yi se ra kum he luni kun du yu e an sen ni cha ke pe me lu pe te wa che Nel choma so nano so tu so. A la 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 ho. Ai a ra li ho. Tri me kadro som nam ki se we sin la lan kun so. Hom de shin che pa tam che dang. Pa wo da ni nel choma. Kadro da ni kadro ma. Kun la da ni so wa de. Ki wo we sin nam ki pen ma. Rabke gompo dona danto so dagi dun du sun di chin lo la len ke je ten da lao del zu so la 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 ho, aia arali ho. Trime kadro som nam ki se we sin la lan kun so. Hom de shin je patam che dang, pa wo da ni nao joma. Kadro da ni kadro ma, kun la da ni so wa de. De chen ta sen sen din den po ku, de chen pa me ken dun du pa yi. Se je ro be di se de che yang, chugi o na nam da yin. A la 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 ho, ai a ra li ho. Chi me ka dro som nam ki, se we sin la lan kun so. Hom de shin che pa tam che dang, pa wo da ni nao jo ma. Ka dro da ni ka dro ma, kun la da ni so wa de. Dan se u su yi pe pa sin, cha ge ken ke chu pa no pa go. Now jo ma so de pe de wa yi, se pe sin jo wo wa do so so. La 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 ho, ai a ra li ho. Tri me ka dro som nam ki, se we sin la lan kun so. Hom de shin che pa tam che dang, pa wo da ni nao jo ma. Ka dro da ni ka dro ma, kun la da ni so wa de. Dan se ju ni nan ke dan pa chu, bu ke so gi kun de du pa te. Ten ge yun pe do pe ge pa yi, chu ki shi pa ru pe sin pa so. A la 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 ho, a yi a ra li ho. Pri me ka dro som nam ki, se we sin la lan kun so. Hom de shin che pa tam che dang, pa wo da ni nao jo ma. Ka dro da ni ka dro ma, kun la da ni so wa de. Chan Cho Sen Cho Rinpoche, Ma Ke Kenta Go Pa Chi, Ke Pan Yan Ke Men Pa Yi, Ko Ne Jon Go Pel Wa Sho, A La 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 Ho, A A Ra Li Ho, Tri Me Ka Dro Som Nam Ki, Se We Sin La Lan Kun So, Hom De Shin Che Pa Tam Che Dang, Pa Wo Da Ni Nao Jo Ma, Ka Dro Da Ni Ka Dro Ma, Kun la da ni so wa de, pel de mana nam pe do pa la, ke che sen te lo ta mi si sin, chi ge le pa tom pa lo ma ki, le te jim pa sen de jom pa so, a la 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 ho, a i a ra li ho, chi me ka dro som nam ki, se we sin la lan kun so. Okay, so we go back to page 146. Oh, okay, yeah, back to page 146. Supreme Filter, my perfect pure guru, through our power of having made offerings in respect for requests, I seek your blessing, Savior, and very root of happiness and goodness, may come and enjoy for guidance. I request the kind Lord Root Gurus, more extraordinary than all the Buddhas, please bless me to be able to devote myself with great respect to a qualified Lord Guru in all my lives. Realizing that correctly devoting myself to the kind Lord Guru, who's the foundation of all good qualities, is the root of happiness and goodness, I'll devote myself to him with great respect, not forsaking even at the cost of my life. Thinking of the importance of qualified guru, allow myself to enter under his control. Maybe like an obedient son, acting exactly in accordance with the guru's advice. Even the Mara's evil friends alike try to split me from the guru. Maybe like a Vajra, inseparable forever. Now, the guru gives me work, whatever the burden, maybe like the earth carrying it all. When I devote myself to the guru, whatever suffering occurs, may be like a mountain immovable. Even after perform every unpleasant task, maybe like a servant of the king with a mind undisturbed. Having abandoned pride, holding myself low in the guru, may be like a sweeper. Maybe you're like a rope joyfully holding the Guru's work, no matter how difficult or heavy a burden. Even when the Guru criticizes, provokes, or ignores me, maybe you're like a dog never responding with anger. Maybe you're like a ferry boat never upset any time to come and go for a Guru. Glorious and precious root Guru, please bless me able to practice in this way. From now and all my future lives, may I be able to devote myself to the virtuous friend in this way. Realizing that this body and freedoms as riches is found but once, it's difficult to attain, quickly lost. I seek your blessing, make it worthwhile, and take its essence without being distracted by meaningless affairs of this life. Against the searing blaze of suffering in the lower realms, I take heartfelt refuge in the spirit practice. I seek your blessing, may diligently strive to abandon negative karma and accomplish the accumulation of every virtue. Violently tossed from his waves of karma and delusions plagued by the many sea monsters, three kinds of sufferings. I see your blessing develop and intense longing to be liberated from this infinite and great frightening ocean of existence. Having abandoned the mind that views the unbearable prison of circular existence a beautiful park, I seek your blessing, hold the three trainings that treasure the Ari's wealth, and thereby to uphold the victory banner of liberation. Having considered how these miserable beings have been my mothers and have praised me with kindness again and again, I seek a blessing to develop effortless compassion like that of a loving mother for a precious child. There is no difference between myself and others, none of which was even the slightest of sufferings, or is ever content with the happiness we have. Realizing this, I seek a blessing may generate the joy for the happiness of others. This chronic disease of cherishing myself is the cause of giving rise to my unsought suffering. Perceiving this, I seek your blessing to blame, begrudge, and destroy the monstrous demon of selfishness. The mind that cherishes mothers and places them in bliss is the gateway leading to infinite qualities. Seeing this, I seek your blessing to cherish the transmigratory beings more than my life, even should I rise up as my enemies. In brief, infantile beings labor only for their own ends, while the able ones work solely for the welfare of others. With the mind understanding the distinction in the failings of one and the advantage of the other, I seek your blessing to enable me to equalize and exchange myself with others. Cherishing myself is always to all loss, while cherishing my mother is the foundation of all qualities. Hence, I seek your blessing to make my heart practice the yoga of exchanging myself and others. Oh, okay. Okay, continue on over here, page 161. Denan Jesun Lama Toje Chema Gyodo We Di Do Kun Maludata Da La Mimba Dandagi Dege San la ta wai do kon de dang dem pa jin gi lo de na je son la ma to je chen ma go do we di do nal Kumalu data talamim padang dagidege san la tawa yido konde dang dampa jingilo. And thus, perfect, pure, compassionate Guru, I seek your blessing that all negative karmas, obscurations, and sufferings of other transmigrating beings may without exception ripen upon me right now. And by giving my happiness and virtue to others, all transmigrating beings may experience happiness. Even the environment of the beings are filled with the fruits of negative karma, and unwished for sufferings pour down like rain. I seek your blessing to take these miserable conditions to the path by seeing them as cause to exhaust the results of my negative karma. In short, no matter what appearances arise, be they good or bad, I seek your blessing to transform into a path increasing into bodhicittas who practice the 5 powers of quintessence the entire Dharma, and thus to cultivate only mental happiness. I seek your blessing that I relate everything I meet to meditation through skillful means, possessing the 4 practices. And I make this life of freedoms and riches as greatly meaningful through practicing the commitments and precepts of thought transformation. In order to rescue all transmigrating beings from the vast seas of existence, I seek your blessing, trained only in bodhicitta, through love, compassion, and special attitude, conjoined with the technique of mounting, taking, and giving upon the breath. I seek your blessing, may eagerly endeavour to put into practice the three Mahayana moral codes and restrain my mind through pure vows, the conqueror's sons, a single path, journey by all the conquerors 3 times. Okay, so prayer of offering. Is it? It's concealed there somewhere. Okay, we return to page 216. All go. Okay, 216. Hom madan tuna yishu dag Yeshe le dutsu che om dugyo gaso chempo yo oma hong ho tien zin na dang cha ge jin la pe sag me du si so la ga so di dan chen zin kun so na ni chi bo om ahong du gu pa la ro pe sim zin ne e ma ho now draw attention up to the Oh, remaining guests and your retinues accept this ocean of leftover salt. Let the precious teaching spread, and all upholders and patrons of the Dharma, and especially yogins, gain health, long life, and power, glory found, and good fortune, and attainment of every desirable thing. Bestow on the city of actions of pacification, increase, and so forth. Oathbound protect us, and help us obtain all accomplishments. Eliminate untimely death and sickness, demons, and interfering spirits. Let be no bad dreams, no bad omens, bad actions and activities. Let the transitory worlds be good, harvest increase, and Dharma barrage. Let all happiness and goodness arise, and all wishes in our minds be fulfilled. And then on verse 83, page 218. By the force of bountiful giving, may I become a self-made Buddha for the sake of beings, and by my generous may I liberate the multitudes of beings not liberated by previous Buddhas. And so then back to page 163. Verse 101. I seek your blessing to complete the perfection of generosity through guideline teaching, increasing the mind that gives without attachment, namely transforming my body, wealth, and merits, the virtue 3 times into the objects desired by each and every sentient being. I seek your blessing to complete the perfection of morality by not transgressing the bounds of Moksha, Bodhisattva, and Tantric vows, even at the cost of my life, accumulating virtuous qualities and accomplishing the purpose of sentient beings. Should even all the beings of the 3 realms, without exception, become angry at me, humiliate, criticize, threaten, or even kill me, I seek your blessing not to be agitated, but complete the perfection of patience that works to their benefit in response to their harm. Even must remain for an ocean of eons the fiery hells of Yeshe for the sake of even just one sentient being. I seek your blessing to complete the perfection of joyous effort that out of compassion untiringly strives for supreme enlightenment. Having abandoned the faults of thinking extraction, I seek your blessing to complete the perfection of firm contemplation through samadhi of single-pointed placement upon the nature of reality of all phenomena, the lack of true existence. I seek your blessing to complete the perfection of wisdom through spatial yoga, single-minded placement upon ultimate truth, conjoined with appliancing great bliss induced by discriminating wisdom, analyzing snatchiness. I seek your blessing to perfect samadhi and illusion by realizing how outer and inner phenomena lack true existence, but still appear like an illusion, a dream, or the moon's image on a still lake. Samsara and nirvana lack even an atom of inherent existence, and cause and effect independent arising around betraying. I seek your blessing to discern the meaning of Nagarjuna's thought that these two are mutually complementary and not contradictory. Then, crossing the depths of the ocean of Tantra, as the kindness of my captain Vajradhara, I seek your blessing, may I hold my vows and commitments to the rooted cities dearer than my life. I seek your blessing, whatever appears may arise the deity, having cleansed all stains of ordinary appearance and grasping through the first stage yoga of transforming birth, death, and the barter in 3 bodies of a conqueror. I seek your blessing to actualize in this life the path uniting a clear light and illusory body, which arises from placing your feet in my safety, the 8 petals of my heart, at the very center of my central channel. If my time of death comes before I complete the path, I seek your blessing by led to your pure land, through instructions for correctly applying the 5 powers, or the Guru's transference of consciousness, forceful means to enlightenment. In short, I seek your blessing, my Savior, to be guided by you from birth inseparably throughout all my lives, and thus become your main disciple, holding the secret of your holy body, speech, and mind. Savior, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples, and you manifest Buddhahood, so all my temper and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. And then to go across to page 171, verse 115. Nita sorvata pe lama chok chin ki la chi ke sin chi wo chon la ya ni he pe me su du la sa se no cha tem pa shu su so. And then to page 172. Nama Ratna Trayaya, Nama Bhagavata Shakamunaya, Tata Gataya, Atya Samya Sam Buddhaya, Tayata Om Achete, Achete, Aparachete, Achatan Jaya, Hara Hara. Treya Avalokite Kara Kara Maha Samaya Siddhi Bara Bara Maha Bodhi Manda Bicha Smara Smara Atmakam Samaya Bodhi Bodhi Maha Bodhi Sowa Om Mohi Mohi Maha Mohi Sowa Om Muni Muni Smara Sowa Nama Ratna Trayaya Nama Bhagavata Shakamunaya Tata Gataya Acha Samya Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Achete Achete Aparechete Achatan Chaya Hara Hara Metre Avalokite Kara Kara Mahasamaya Siddhi Bara Mahabodhi Manda Bicha Smara Smara Atmakam Samaya Bodhi Bodhi Mahabodhi Sowa Om Mohi Mohi Maha Mohi Sowa Om Muni Muni Smara Sowa Nama Ratna Trayaya Nama Bhagavata Shakamunaya Tata Gataya Acha Samya Sam Tayata Om Achete Achete Aparechete Achatan Jaya Hara Hara Betre Avalokite Kara Kara Mahasamaya Siddhi Bara Bara Maha Bodhi Manda Bicha Smara Smara Atmakam Samaya Bodhi Bodhi Maha Bodhi Sowa Om Mohi Mohi Maha Mohi Sowa Om Muni Muni Smara Soha. Whatever white virtues thus created, we dedicate its cause and enable us to hold the holy Dharma of Scripture and realization, and to fulfill without exception the prayers and deeds of all Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas the 3 times. Due to all the merits the 3 times elected by me, the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, my family members and all those who rely upon me, all those whom I have promised to pray, all those whose names have been given to me, all the students, benefactors, center directors, staff, and volunteers in the FPMT organization, and all sentient beings, every partner in our lives for Mahayana's 4 wheels. May we reach the end of our journey along the paths of renunciation, bodhicitta, pure view, and the 2 stages. Through the quality of whatever white virtues there are in samsara and nirvana, may all be auspicious for us to be free here and now from all joy, glorious, perfect, celestial treasure of temple, ultimate virtue, and goodness. May all be auspicious that the Buddha's teaching remain long through your centers of Dhamma, omniscient Losar Drapa, being filled with the hosts and enunciation yogis and yoginis, striving single-pointed to master 3 pure trainings. Having received your blessings, Losar Drapa, who from a time of use made requests to the Supreme Guru deity, may the auspicious of Losar Vajradhara, who spontaneously accomplished the purpose of others. May all our desired endowments swell like a lake in the summer rains, and we have an unbroken continuity of rebirths with freedom and faultless families. May our pass our days and nights, the holy Dharma of Losar Drapa, and may delight in the glories of perfection. Da zo nam ki de ne jan chu ba ki dan ki kyo ke wa chi sa pa jin di je son tam pe shui ki go me do ji ta ten ta shi shong. Due to all the merits of 3 times, elect by me, the numberless Buddhas, numberless sentient beings, may I, my family members, all those who rely upon me, all those whom I have promised to pray, all those whose names be given to me, all the students, benefactors, and volunteers in the FPMT organization, and all sentient beings be able to meet with the perfectly qualified Maya and virtuous friends in all our future lives. From our side, may always see them as enlightened, may always do only actions most pleasing to our holy minds, may always fulfill our holy wishes instantly. And then to page 321. And so we recite that first prayer where it says actualize bodhicitta firstly, and then on to page, back to page 320, that prayer, and then over to page 322 on that page. Janchu sencho rinpoche ma ke pa nam ke gu che ke pa nyam pa me pa yi gone gondu pel wa shog chi ten kandi ende ma lu pa gale jo wei Sam pe yi shi no ka tin so me ten jing ga so cho ku zi ten jin to zi lon de shou. That's page 322. Tony Ninja. Son de John Pela, Church Zell say, Conscientendo good, Chana Pemo, Tenzin Gasola, So what is so? Se don lon do sho. And then to the booklet, the prayer for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and to page 5 in that booklet. Peerless teacher and assembly, the children of the victorious ones, Ravaka and Patyeka Buddhas, victorious Losar, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, and all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading Muni's precious and complete teachings, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-mindedly for the sake of victorious one's teachings, the sole great way through which all benefit and happiness emerge from other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth, the blessedness ocean to be yours. And the great was of bodhicitta, the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And for the very back page of that, of the booklet, this is for Kensei Rinpoche Geshe Tashi Tsering, who for many years was resident teacher at Chenrezig Institute, his long life. Peerless protector, spreading the second conqueror, Losang's doctrine of Christian realization through explanation and accomplishment. You look after us fortunate ones, luminous knowledge. O noble Lord Guru, at your holy feet, we request you to please live long. And then back to the main book on page 323. due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, and all the merits the 3 times collected by numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty, existing from their own side. Nay, I am completely empty, existing from my own side. Achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty, existing from its own side. And lead all sentient beings who are completely empty, existing from their own side to that state, which is completely empty, existing from its own side. By myself alone, who is completely empty, existing from my own side. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality, and just like Samadhibhadra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with their dedication praise the best by the all gone beyond victors of 3 times in order to have good conduct. For the Dharma King, Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma to flourish, may all signs and obstacles be pacified and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to 2 types of merits, the 3 times myself and others, may the teacher, the victorious one, Losar and Drapa, shine resplendent forever. And then Lama Tsongkhapa's prayer on page 377. Mig me se wei te chen rei si ji me kempe wan po jam bel yang gan chen ke pe su gen song ha pa lo zan dra pe shab la so wa deb Mig me se wei te chen rei si tri me kempe wan po jam bel yang gan chen ke pe so gen song ka pa lo zan dra pe shab la so wa deb Mig me se wei te chen rei si tri me kempe wan po jam bel yang gan chen ke pe so gen song ka pa lo zan dra pe jab la so ha. Okay, so thank you.